I'm Hadise Bazmi, and I lead client acquisition at Xentro. Every week, I see the same pattern. Someone sends a cold email. They craft a follow-up. Then, silence. They assume the prospect isn't interested. They move on. But here's what's actually happening. Your prospect isn't ignoring you. They're just not ready yet. And the third message is where the psychology shifts. Think about the first time you hear a new song. You might not notice it. The second time, it sounds familiar, but you still don't care. By the third or fourth listen, you start humming along. That's the mere exposure effect. Psychologist Robert Zionk proved back in 1968 that repeated exposure to something, even without conscious recognition, increases our liking for it. The same mechanism applies to your outreach. By the time you send that third message, your name has moved from noise to a familiar signal. Most people treat follow-ups as reminders. Did you see my last email? Bad idea. That's a chase. Instead, treat each touchpoint as a chance to add value. The first email introduces a problem. The second shares a relevant insight. The third offers a small piece of proof, a case study, a data point, a specific result. Now you're not selling. You're building a relationship one helpful moment at a time. Data backs this up. A study by the Rain Group found that 80% of sales require 5 follow-up calls after the initial meeting, but 44% of salespeople give up after just 1 follow-up. That means the majority of deals are won by the minority who keep going and who add value instead of just asking for a reply. Another report from sales engagement platform Mixmax shows that the third email in a sequence gets a 40% higher response rate than the first 2 combined. So the third message isn't just polite, it's mathematically your best shot. The twist is that the third message should never mention the first 2. It should stand alone. Something like, I just published a short breakdown of how we reduced acquisition costs by 30% for a client in your industry. Thought you might find it useful. No reminder. No guilt. Just a new touch point that deepens the conversation. I've seen this play out again and again at Xentro. We had a prospect who didn't reply to our first 2 emails. On the third, we sent a custom retention analysis we'd done for a similar company. They replied within an hour. Not because they suddenly had time, but because we'd finally shown, not just told, how we could help. The third message wasn't a follow-up. It was a gift. So the next time you're staring at a silent inbox, don't retreat. Don't send another polite nudge. Send the third message as a conversation starter, not a chase. That's the one that gets the reply.